Hello again, everybody. Lance Russell, Dave Brown, right along ringside, and we are ready for championship wrestling. And by golly, today, Dave, everyone a tag match, huh?
All tag action.
Beautiful.
One of them is a six-man tag team match, too. In the opener today, we're going to have Dutch Mantell. He will have Don Anderson as his partner. Don was here some time ago. He is
good to
back
see
with
Donnie
us
back, yeah.
on championship wrestling today. Gypsy Joe and Ken Shane going against them. And it's going to be the Midnight Express in here. Dennis Condrey, Norvell Austin, and Randy Rose against Rick Morton and Rick McCord. It'll be the Assassins, the Cuban and Iranian, with Jimmy Hart against Roy Rogers and David Price. And the six-man tag action, Stan Lane, Beautiful Bobby Eaton, Sweet Brown Sugar against Rick and Robert Gibson and Tojo Yamamoto.
Ooh, man, that is a dandy and a half. And by golly, I'll tell you what, one of those golden oldies, running through the tapes and looking back on some of the matches, Davey ran across a super bout between world champion Harley Race and Jerry the King Lawler.
Right.
We're going to be taking a look at that a little bit later on, too. Right now, we better take time out, get ready for that first tag match, and we'll be back in just a moment.
The one fall, 15-minute time limit match. Introducing at a total of 415 pounds from Romania, Gypsy Joe, and his partner from Black Oak, Arkansas, Ken Shane. Going against him at a total of 454 pounds. From Portland, Oregon, Don Anderson, and his partner from Oilcroft, Texas, Dutch Mantell. This match, one fall, 15-minute time limit. Jerry Calhoun is the referee.
Okay, we're about ready to do it to it right here in this one fall, 15-minute time limit bout. It'll be Dutch Mantell starting against the veteran tough guy, Gypsy Joe.
Gypsy Joe talking to the crowd a little bit before the match started, so as the Dutchman put him down, the crowd was happy to see it. This is Don Anderson. Don from Portland, Oregon.
It's been a while since we've seen Don on Championship Wrestling, as a matter of fact. And off there.
Goes after Gypsy Joe, takes him down, bars the arm. Joe back on his feet. Don backs to the corner, tags Dutch Mantell.
Takes some of the fans that haven't seen Don before a little time to get to know him. But this guy they know, the Dutchman in there with Gypsy Joe. Whip.
Backdrop off the ropes, and the Dutchman goes after Gypsy Joe. Whoop, Joe backs him into a corner. Makes the tag on Ken Shane. Dutchman with a well-placed foot to the midsection. Gets control of that situation. Over to the corner, the tag on Don Anderson. Oh! High kick. Cover to count of two. Anderson had on Ken Shane before Shane was able to kick out of it. Anderson hooks it, rolls the shoulders down. Count of two. Can't hold him. Past the 2 count. Anderson to the corner. Dutch Mantell coming back in. Body slam by Dutch. Drops with the upper arm. And a cover on Ken Shane. 1, 2. Shane kicks out of it again. It's a 2 count. He's almost been pinned 3 times in the match. We're just past 2 minutes into this one.
Dutchman hanging on to the hand and wrist there. Remind everybody we've got a super 6-man tag match coming up as our expiration of time. The Gibsons and Tojo against Lane, Eaton, and Brown Sugar. So that'll be a dandy. Well worth staying with us for.
Come on. Anderson back in after the tag. Knee lift. Ken Shane hits the mat again. Anderson picking him up. Got him up in the air now. Body slam. Gypsy Joe in the corner. Stretched hand. Anderson, Shane. Shane gets the tag, and here's Gypsy Joe coming back in. Here's Joe. Nailing Anderson with that right hand.
He'll double rough you up, this Gypsy Joe will. Boy, I'll tell you.
Headbutt by Gypsy Joe. Anderson on the mat at cover. 1. Down at 2. Dutch Mantell down the apron. Grabbed Gypsy Joe with a hair. Body slam by Gypsy Joe. Another cover. Count at 2. Dutch Mantell breaks it up again. 3.5 minutes gone. 3.5 into the match. Jim Shane back in after he gets the tag from Gypsy Joe. Anderson off the rope. Nailed him with a forearm. Anderson to the corner. The tag on Mantell. Cover.
Dutch clutch. That's going to be it.
Don Anderson give him an assist on that one as he set Shane up into the ropes. And then Mantell with a clutch took him as he was coming off the ropes, dropped into the mat, got the count of 3, and that is going to be it. Dutch Mantell, Don Anderson, the winners of the match. The time on it, 3 minutes, 56 seconds, 3:56.
Davey, I want to get Don over here. By golly, I'll tell you, Don, it is really good to see you, man. It's been so long on Championship Wrestling. Dutch, congratulations to you there, partner. Good win in there, and we really enjoyed seeing you got yourself a whalable partner here, the Southern Heavyweight Champion, Dutch Mantell. What you been doing?
Hey, I've been traveling all over the world for the past 6 years. Looking for the best, finest competition brings me right back to here.
Hey, come on, Dream.
You ain't got no business out here bragging on this.
You don't have any
business. You just come in on the
out
slow train coming, Jack.
One of the best
Hey,
partners anywhere.
no, that's what you think. He's hiding behind your coattail, Don Anderson. Let me tell you just one thing. You are a low-life chicken, Dutch Mantell. The only reason, boy, and I did say boy and not Leroy, the only reason that you hold on to that belt is because you will not put it up against the #1 contender, and that is me, Jack.
Wait a minute, let me say something, Lance. I told you 10 weeks ago, you big sock-faced dog, that you are not #1. Now, you've done a lot of things to me. You've jumped me behind the back and everything to make me mad to put the belt on the line. Well, you've only done one thing, and that's make me mad. But I don't care what it is, you're still not getting a title shot. And you are not #1.
Let me tell you something, Pickaninny's head. Let me tell you something, Pickaninny's face. Yeah, I did do something to you. I beat you, boy, 1, 2, 3, and you did wear the chicken outfit, and you know it. You are a low-life chicken dog. Wait a minute, Lance, you didn't interrupt him. Let me tell you something. Man. I am the #1 contender. You just come in on the slow train coming, Don Anderson. You just come in on the slow boat to China, boy, because he's not a true champion. He is not the people's champion.
I'll tell you what, every time I turn around, I hear somebody saying they're #1. You say you're #1, you're about number 99. Jerry Lawler says he's #1. I tell you what, if you're so big and brave, I tell you what you do. You get a match with Lawler, and you wrestle him, and whoever wins the match, I'll wrestle them, and I don't care which one wins. If you think you're #1, and Jerry Lawler thinks he's #1, you're both #2 as far as I'm concerned. I'm the champion. You wrestle him, and I'll wrestle the winner. Sock face.
Oh, big deal, baby, big deal. Jerry Lawler, man. You think Jerry Lawler's going to wrestle me? The man just got out of the hospital. That would be the biggest mistake that Lawler could ever make to wrestle me, man. He's not going to do that, Lance, and you know it.
Okay,
Do
Green.
you think Lawler's going to do that, man?
Listen, I don't
the only
know.
thing that was wrong with Lawler to start with is he had cowarditis. That's the only thing that was wrong with
All right.
Lawler.
We all know
He's
better
not gonna
than
get
that.
out, man.
He's ready. I had him
gonna
last
do it.
week and talked to him on Championship Wrestling, and he's ready to wrestle. But that's something for the promoter to settle. That's something for Jerry Lawler
Yeah,
to
but
make
hey,
up
man,
his own mind
hey,
on.
man.
Okay, Dream,
Hey.
we've had enough
Hey,
time
that's
with you
3
now. You
sheets in a
interrupted.
win, brother. That's 3 sheets in a win. Jerry Lawler's not going to wrestle me, man. The man's out of his mind. He just got off of his deathbed. He's not going to wrestle
Yeah,
me,
okay,
man.
Dream. We're going to take time out now. We'll be back with more Championship Wrestling in just a moment. Action! Wave Country Channel 3 Championship Wrestling. We're going to be back into the ring in just a moment. Listen to this as I read it off to you. Tuesday night, Louisville Garden. Cuban and the Iranian Assassins with Jimmy Hart as the third man. Now, get ready for this. Jerry the King Lawler, Bill Superstar Dundee, Steve Kern, all on
Who cares, man? Who cares? I care about that. You care about them? Nobody cares about it. Let me tell you something right now. You people are thinking you're going to come down there to see the big three, man. On paper, it looks great. Kern, Dundee, and Lawler against the Cuban Assassin, Iranian Assassin, and Jimmy Hart. Well, let me tell you something, baby. My strength is right up here, and with this, boys, you don't have a chance. We have got something planned for you that when it's over, we're probably going to go put ourselves in jail and arrest ourselves because they're going to have us for assault and battery. I promise you this. Somebody's going to get burned that night, and it will not be Jimmy Hart or my men here. And if you don't believe it, you better check it out and see, brother. I am so sick and tired of everybody going, Kern, Lawler, Dundee, man. You're nothing. Nobody cares about you anymore, Lawler. I don't care about it. Your people don't even care about you. You don't even show up half the time. You've got bleeding ulcers, man, and I'll promise you this, brother. I will put my boot so far in your stomach, both of us have to go to the hospital. Me to get my boot back, too, brother. And if you don't believe it, you come down there and see. I want you to promise me something, Ali. I want all three of them burned. Will you promise me that? I want all three of them burned, and when I get through with that, I can't even wait to get down there that night. Don't look at me so stunned, you idiot.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what. You got to face him with more than what's up here, Jimmy Hart, because you know, as I know, that's the best right there. The king, the superstar, and Steve Kern.
Oh, man, let me tell you something. First of all, Lawler might not even make it to that sixth man unless I want him to make it there because my dream machine will get that title shot at Dutch Mantell. But once again, I promise you this. How many times have I promised everything and I've never come through? But the family is on its way, baby. Nothing but youth, and youth is taking over. We've got all the time in the world. But I promise you we're going to burn somebody, brother.
Tuesday night.
Tag team action about to get underway here. This will be a one-fall 15-minute time limit match at a total of 477 pounds. The Midnight Express, Dennis Condrey, Norvell Austin, and Randy Rose going against them at a total of 424 pounds. From Salem, Virginia, Rick McCord, and from Nashville, Tennessee, Rick Morton. One-fall 15-minute time limit. Referee Jerry Calhoun.
Okay, the jacket's coming off, and we're getting ready to see who of the Express will be representing them. Obviously, only two legally will be going against the two Ricks. Morton starting on the other side, McCord on the outside. Little conference going on, and the referee says make your choice and get one of them outside. So let's see who it's going to be. Randy Rose, Dennis Condrey, as Norvell hits it, and bell time. Here we go, Davey. Off and running with Randy Rose and Rick Morton. Splendid junior heavyweight. Rose obviously with a size advantage on it, but I'll tell you, Rick's got to have the speed advantage on it. He's a dazzler. Randy Rose roughed back into the ropes. Clean break by Rick, standing side headlock. Into the ropes, he misses a big swing. And again, Morton goes under it. Flying press, down goes Randy Rose, but only for a 1 count. And the referee hops in between, saying, let's open the fist up and keep this down to a wrestling match now. Rose and Morton tangling in, a tag on Rick McCord. Here's a youngster who has not been long in the professional wrestling, and he is looking very good every day. Wheels that arm over on Randy Rose, goes into a standing side headlock. The biggest of all of the Express, Dennis Condrey, has not been in the ring at this moment. Norvell up out of his chair, tooting a whistle. As McCord hanging on to that side headlock. Rose backs him into the corner, fires him across the ring. And Rose misses the shoulder. He was intending on busting that one back to the backbone, Dave.
Rick McCord, quite alert there. That's one of those things you pick up with experience. As you were saying, he's developing every day, and that was a good move.
Rose got him a 1 count. It was a good takedown by Rose. He was caught in that side headlock, waist locked him, went over backward, and got a 1 count. Nice mare, Rick Morton, and Condrey steps through the ropes, and there to greet him, referee Jerry Calhoun, right on top of the situation. In the air, Rose handles Morton. Yeah, and he can't shake him loose, so. Dennis Condrey making the charge of pulling the hair. Nothing new.
2.5 minutes gone.
One fall, 15-minute time limit bout. And we got a little better than 12 minutes left in the action as Rick Morton pushes Rose away. And the referee saying, watch the brakes down, keep them clean. Randy Rose, using his size, powers Rick to the rope, goes to the corner, tags Dennis Condrey. And Dennis coming in, going after Rick, and Rick sidestepped him, hooked him into a standing side headlock, whips him off. Big shoulder by Rick. Boy, Condrey's head snapped on the mat. He married him over, but look at Condrey roll him up. There's a tag on Rick Morton. And we can hear Norvell talking to Randy Rose saying you're going to have to slow him down, and that's not going to be an easy job because he is some quick. Talking about Rick Morton. The cord hanging with that side headlock. Dennis Condrey. Another shoulder. As Condrey misses the elbow. Boy, nice move by McCord, but I'll tell you, McCord better be glad he ducked that elbow. It'd have taken his head right off his shoulders.
I think I would have wrapped it up right there if Dennis had connected with that upper arm.
Dennis really took a whack at him, but McCord went underneath, and now Dennis muscles him around, bangs him with a forearm, out of the corner, turns him over on the arm, hook, wrist lock, and rolled him into the mat as Randy Rose comes in. McCord back up. Nifty move by Randy Rose. Hooks the leg up. And semi-spins around on it. McCord now still held, but Rose not in a good position. Tag on Rick Morton. Shot. Rick made no pretense. Banged him with a good right fist.
Well, Norvell told Randy Rose was going to have to slow Morton down.
Well, that
did it right
the thing
there.
to do it right there. Rick was going to bury that shoulder on Randy Rose. And Rose slid out of the way, puts a foot on it, and tags Dennis Condrey. Hooks that arm into a hammer position. You know, the Express has that way about them, Dave, of when they get a team to the point where they can pin them, they don't pin them. They just keep inflicting punishment. I don't know that that would be true with Morton because they realize how dangerous he is. Dennis Condrey stomping down on that arm. Rick trying to climb out the way of it.
Trying to protect that shoulder.
Oh. Rose came off the second rope with a clothesline. Drops with that high knee. Tag back to Condrey. Abdominal stretch. And Condrey plenty big enough to really inflict that pain. Rick Morton trying to figure a way to get out of this one, but Condrey's got him in a goodie. He got him. His foot came unhooked underneath the ankle on Morton. Rick took the opportunity to bail him right over the back. And Morton, while he's not out of the woods yet, at least is out of the submission hole. Tag, Randy Rose. Atomic knee drop. Drops him right down on the spine on that knee. Off the ropes, and the referee tells Rose to let go of those ropes and quit using them.
7 minutes. 7 minutes gone.
7 gone with 8 minutes to wrestle, and Randy Rose puts Morton down. Condrey was in a position to put the boot to him or something like that, but the referee stepped right in on top of the action and prevented it. Good knee lift. Morton now caught by Condrey after that knee lift from Morton to Rose. Condrey went down the apron and nailed him in the corner. There's a tag on Rick McCord.
McCord taking charge. He needs to be able to stay in there long enough to give Rick Morton a little bit of a breather over there because that shoulder is still not in good shape.
And with all due respect to McCord, if there's going to be an upset here with Morton and McCord winning, I think it's going to have to be Rick that'll get that pin, but he needs that rest. And McCord doing a really fine job as he nails Condrey and puts him down. Back to the ropes, whips him over. Big drop kick, Condrey down again. Moves him into the ropes and goes with a forearm, but a reversal. And as McCord hit the ropes, Randy Rose reached out, hooked him under the chin, and snapped his feet right out from under him. Rick Morton telling the official, big power body slam. That's a good one that Condrey has. Going to be it.
8 minutes, 32 seconds of time. You see the jubilation in the corner of Dennis Condrey, Norvell Austin, and Randy Rose up there. Rick Morton, Rick McCord leaving the ring, headed back to the dressing room. Again, the time on it, 8 minutes, 32 seconds. The official winners, the Midnight Express.
A little bit earlier, Dave, that we were kind of perusing some of the good old tapes and looking back on some of the matches, and one that I was particularly fond of was about that took place between Jerry the King Lawler and Harley Race. Now, most of you know Harley no longer has the NWA World Heavyweight Championship belt, but he held it for a long time, defended it all over the world, and he will tell you himself that Lawler absolutely one of the toughest dudes he ever stepped in the ring with, and that's no surprise. Share with me some of those exciting action moments. Harley Race, Jerry the King Lawler. That obviously was not the entire match and edited in there, but it was super, and it was great to see this. Speaking of the king, son of a gun, we mentioned we'd had Jerry here last week. Yowza, we were just enjoying, reliving some of those moments with Harley racing there.
Fun to watch, isn't it?
Boy, I'll tell you, you had that 1-2 count, almost had it, but that's not it.
No, but what I want to talk about for just a second, I know this is not my regularly scheduled interview, but I will be back out here later, but I was watching what took place a little earlier, and I saw the Dream Machine and Dutch Mantell out here talking about they want a match with Dream Machine wants a match with Dutch. Yeah. Everybody wants a match with Dutch. Well, I can just say that, you know, I'll play their little game if they want to. I don't know what they're trying to prove. I have a simple solution to this whole thing. I don't have any wrestling tights with me today, but it really doesn't matter. I could just kind of take my shirt off right now, and I can slide right up there in that ring, and you can get the Dream Machine, and you can get Dutch Mantell too, and bring both of them out here, Lance, and we'll all three get in the ring. We'll have a real quick little round-robin tournament, and let the winner of that little tournament come out with the belt. How would that be? We could throw it right there. That was fine with me. I mean,
we got too much coming, Jerry. I'd love to see it. But we got a super 6-man tag coming up on our expiration of time, and really, time is a situation where we can't do it today.
Just don't have the time. Well, I knew you wouldn't have the time, Lance. That's why I said I'll play their little game, you know. Dream Machine says that I'm afraid of him. Well, you know, we all know that Dream Machine is not all there, and Dutch Mantell is out here talking like he don't have both oars in the water either this morning. Let me tell you something. I know that I am the greatest wrestler that you've ever seen in one of these rings, and you know it, Lance, and these people know it, and the only two people that don't seem to know it are the Dream Machine and Dutch Mantell. So I'll tell you what I do. I just talked to Eddie Marlin. Like I said, I'll play the little game. If we can get Eddie Marlin out here, I think he went to ask the Dream Machine. If that's what they want to do, I'll gladly, you can add it to the card this week. I'm just back, and I'll wrestle once, twice, or 10 times. I don't care. I am better, Lance. I am better than I've ever been, and I've always been the best. So if it's all right with Eddie Marlin, we'll add that match between me and the Dream Machine to the card this week, and then the winner will wrestle Dutch Mantell for the title, right?
The Heart and the Dream, and they said add the match. So add the match.
Okay, well, that's fine with me. All right.
That's fine with me, too, Lance.
Good enough, King. Thanks for coming out, I think. He's ready to go, and apparently, well, he told us last week on Championship Wrestling he felt great, and he was ready to climb in the ring, but the doctor hadn't released him as yet. So he is, in fact, apparently ready to go. So he and the Dream have got a date. All right, let's go with it.
Took his shirt off and like to knock everybody out from under our shoulders, baby.
Oh, me.
Oh, me. Okay, baby, here we go. Official announcements.
One fall, 15-minute time limit match at a total weight of 414 pounds. From Nashville, Tennessee, Roy Rogers, and from Memphis, Tennessee, David Price. Going against him at a total of 457 pounds from the First Family, with their manager, Jimmy Hart, the Assassins, the Cuban Assassin, and the Iranian Assassin. One fall, 15-minute time limit. Jerry Calhoun is the referee.
Hart getting his own customized chair brought in as he, okay, bell time, here we go, Tay.
Well, Hart seated at ringside in that customized chair of his. David Price starting against Ali Hassan, the Iranian Assassin, and the Iranian with a knee. Caught Price coming off the rope. Followed with a right hand. Tag made by Ali Hassan. And the Cuban Assassin comes in. A little hair pulling by the Cuban. He fires Price across the ring. Caught him with the upper arm off the ropes. Price on the mat. Price picks up, dropped on the mat by the assassin. Cuban following with those big boots in the back. A forearm. David Price caught the Cuban with a foot over to the corner, and here is Roy Rogers. Roy to the corner, nailed the Iranian while he was at it. Then back to work on the Cuban. Cuban backs him under the ropes, makes the tag. Ali Hassan, the Iranian assassin, back in there. Double kick by the Iranian assassin. Those pointy-toed little shoes he wears. Roy Rogers backed onto the ropes. Hassan caught him with a knee in the back. Now the Cuban in. A tag was made by the assassin. Cuban fires Roy Rogers into the turnbuckle. In there after it. Elbow to the top of the head. Roy trying to fight his way out of the corner. The Cuban yanks him out of the corner. Like he caught him in the throat with a thumb. Didn't hit him with his fist. Looked like he just jabbed him with his thumb. Rogers in the air. Backdrop by the Iranian assassin. Reversal by Roy Rogers. And the Iranian hits the mat. Roy going after him with a right hand. To the corner and the tag on David Price. David hooked Hassan's arm from behind. Now with a headlock, but hair pulling by the Iranian assassin broke up the hold. 3 minutes into the action. The Cuban back in. Neck breaker by the Cuban assassin. Picks Price up with a hair. The Cuban assassin has David Price's right arm hooked behind his knee. David Price in trouble here. Possible submission hold by the Cuban. He got that elbow smashed right into a pressure point on the side of the neck. Referee Jerry Calhoun came over and checked it to make sure it wasn't a choke, but it isn't. It's on the side. The Cuban breaks out of that. Off to the lower leg. Over to the corner and the tag on the Iranian assassin. The Iranian, there's that double kick with the points of the shoes again. David Price on the rope. Jimmy Hart taunting him. The Iranian assassin has Price choking him with the top rope. Wandering around. Look out, they're double teaming David Price while he had the referee distracted. 5 minutes gone. 5 minutes gone in this match. The Iranian against David Price. Price struggling, trying to make it over to the ropes. He was still a long, long way from the corner, even if he'd made the ropes. And the Iranian grabs and pulls him back here, the assassin's corner. Right, off the rope. Double arm. Roy Rogers been watching all of this. Finally had all he could stand. He came after the Cuban. Now the referee sending him back outside. Double clothesline by the assassins and a cover by the Iranian. 1, 2, 3. That's it. Jimmy Hart leaps into the ring, raises the hands of his assassin. Roy Rogers and David Price really gave him a good battle, but in the end, just too much of the assassins and Jimmy Hart. The time on the match, 5 minutes, 53 seconds, 5:53. The official winners, the Cuban and Iranian assassins.
Action. Going to be back to it in just a moment. Hey, I want to tell you about some of the action around the territory. Friday, January the 22nd, Winslow, Indiana Community Center. Saturday, January the 23rd, Campbellsville, Kentucky, sponsored by the Green River Shrine Club. Southern Tag Team title match, Dundee and Kern against Sugar and Beautiful Bobby, and that's happening there with 4 other bouts. Thursday, January the 28th, Radcliffe, Kentucky at the North Harding High School. More about that next week. Now, let's talk about Tuesday night. Didn't get a chance to give you the entire card. Sugar and Roy Rogers, Eaton and Yamamoto, Lane and McCord. Then, no time, no disqualification. The Gibsons and the Midnight Express going to be a winner right there. Special added match. I know you got to understand this. The King is back. Lawler and the Dream Machine for a shot at the Southern Heavyweight title. Then the main event, 6-man tag match, Cuban-Iranian Assassin with Jimmy Hart, you heard it, against Lawler, Dundee, and Kern Tuesday night.
6-man tag team match just about to get underway here. The first family now arriving. The Gibson brothers and Tojo Yamamoto already in the ring. You see Jimmy Hart in conference down here with the members of his first family team. They climb up into the ring, and we'll be ready with official introductions and get this one going. 6-man tag team match will go to the expiration of time. Team with the most falls to their credit. When the time expires, will be the winners of the match. At a total weight of 666 pounds from the first family, from Delray Beach, Florida, Stan Lane. From Huntsville, Alabama, Bobby Eaton. And from Union City, Tennessee, Sweet Brown Sugar Coco Ware. And going against him at a total of 684 pounds, from Japan, Tojo Yamamoto. And from Pensacola, Florida, the Gibson brothers, Rick and Robert. This match to the expiration of time, Jerry Calhoun is the referee.
Boy, I like the makings of this one right here, Davey. The Gibsons and Tojo going against Lane, Sugar, and Bobby Eaton. A very, very even pairing, and let me tell you, plenty of firepower on both sides of that ring over there. This is a dandy, my friend, and fortunately we got some time here. We should have a whale of a day right here with this expiration of time match. Bell time, we are off and running. Brown Sugar starting out against Robert Gibson.
My favorite kind of match here. I've never seen a 6-man tag match where you did not have lots and lots of action. The only man who is unhappy, I guess, about a 6-man match would be the referee. It's almost impossible for any referee to keep up with.
Good observation, David. He isn't saying he pulled his hair, is he?
That's what he's trying to claim.
Oh, yeah. Well, okay. Whatever is right. Robert into the rope. Big shoulder on Brown Sugar. Again. He was going on a leapfrog. Sugar caught his foot, but look how quick Robert was right back up at it. Oh, boy. Can't you feel it in the air? Man, the electricity is going. This is going to be some super moments of action. Beautiful Bobby takes over. Robert Gibson stays in. Rick and Tojo on the outside, waiting if needed. Eaton, standing side headlock. Robert Gibson caught. Okay. Over the top of Eaton. Reversing. Beautiful. Hip toss. Here comes Stan Lane. Drop kick. Robert Gibson on his toes and ready for it.
Brown Sugar had just told us they had everything under control. And immediately they lost control. It was Robert Gibson that had everything under control.
What happened with that? Robert goes back to the corner, has a word with Rick, and heading back out now against beautiful Bobby Eaton. Standing side headlock. we've made the observation, Robert is perfect size for professional wrestling success. He's tall, he's filling out all the time, but that good height gives him great leverage on so many different holds. There's a tag. Up in the air. Brown Sugar had been tagged. Beautiful Bobby picked up. Body slam by Robert. Rick comes in with both of the first family still in there. Stan Lane was the only one that didn't hop in.
What terrific reflex action there by Robert Gibson, and that's what it was. He had his wits about him, and immediately, just a reflexive move, he grabbed Sweet Brown Sugar. We're at the 3-minute mark.
Jimmy Hart can't be pleased with the way the first 3 minutes of action has gone because the first family, Eaton, Lane, and Sugar, have been finding the wrath, not of the whole opposing team, but just Robert Gibson, who has looked very, very good at that. There's a tag on Stan. Stan Lane, speaking of reflexes, Dave, a good one was Stan. He grabbed the ropes, stopped the slingshot action, and Robert was unable to complete the drop kick. And he busts him right into the corner in against Brown Sugar. Tag. Bobby Eaton takes over. Eaton on the ropes. The referee trying to break him away as he's choking Robert Gibson. Whip. Backdrop. Tag on Sugar. Clothesline, and Robert is down. Sugar bombed in there with a big right hand. Robert on his knees, facing the wrong corner. Brown Sugar waiting on him. He knuckled him, and the referee moves in to tell him to watch the use of the fists in there. There's a tag on Stan Lane. Plenty of guns both sides of it. Robert blocking Stan's effort on the suplex and was able to get him over, and Sugar jumps in. Here comes Rick. A little fed up with these quick entries by some of the guys that aren't supposed to be in there, but look at Stan Lane. There's that side suplex. Lane tags out as Sugar comes in.
5 minutes into it. 5 minutes gone.
All right, we're in the first ball of Rick. Breaks at a time, and here comes Rick Gibson. Tag on Tojo Yamamoto. Big chop from Tojo. Goes for the abdominal grab. Here comes Lane. Here comes Eaton. Brown Sugar is down. Bobby Eaton up in the corner. He's coming down on Tojo. He did. He puts Brown Sugar on top of Yamamoto. 1, 2, 3. Well, yeah, I saw. Fine family.
He's like a river valley, man, a river valley.
Tojo Yamamoto bombed from behind by Bobby Eaton while the referee was trying to get just the point you were making at the very beginning. The referee has no chance in a 6-man. He's trying to get 4 guys out of the ring, not just 2 others, and Eaton takes advantage. We got to take time out, and we'll be back in a moment. Okay, we're about ready to go.
My beard, I look better than any girl Lawler's ever dated in his life. I'll tell you that.
That obviously is Jimmy Hart. Bell time. Here we go, Deep.
Underway. Second ball of action. Oh, Tojo Yamamoto with a chop. He's putting it on Sweet Brown Sugar back in the corner. First ball went to the team of the first family. Beautiful Bobby Eaton, Sweet Brown Sugar, and Stan Lane. But Tojo off to a fast start here in the second ball. Here's Robert Gibson in after the tag. Oh, Hart.
Hey!
Jimmy Hart pulling down the rope. And Robert Gibson went over the top rope. That is disqualification on the First Family team. Rick Gibson grabbing Bobby Eaton, trying to keep everybody away from his brother Robert.
Come on, Jerry.
Free for all on the floor. Battle on the floor here. The fall is over officially. Bobby Eaton, Rick Gibson still battling each other. Robert comes over. Look out. Now the First Family on their way out now. Time on it was only 25 seconds. Disqualification on the First Family. Referee Saul Hart pulled the rope down, the top rope, and Robert Gibson went flying over those top ropes. So as the disqualification occurs, the win in this second fall is going to go to the team of the Gibsons and Tojo Yamamoto. So that's going to make it one fall each at this point.
Boy, I tell you, Robert hit that floor because Hart just jerked that thing down there, and he was whipped into it, hit that floor, and okay, we got to take a break here, and we'll see how much time we have left in just a moment. Woo, going to be hot Tuesday night right there in the Louisville Gardens. Boy, I'll tell you, it has been signed, by the way, in case there's any doubt. Jerry the King Lawler and Dream Machine signed for the Gardens right there as a preliminary to a shot at Dutch Mantel's Southern Heavyweight. But listen to that main event one more time. Cuban and the Iranian Assassins joined by Jimmy Hart to go against the superstar, the King, and Steve Keirn. Well, I'll tell you one thing, Steve Hart comes running in drag in there, and I don't know what to say about it.
Well, Lance, I got to hand it to him. He was smart. I didn't recognize him dressed in that dress, but I guess that's his regular street attire. But he can wear it if he wants to this week because we're going to take care of him.
Okay, we'll be looking for that, Steve. Won't be a big night, Bill.
You know, Lance, what's the old saying? You fight fire with fire. Well, Jimmy Hart, you done bit off more than you can chew, Jack, because the guy standing over at my right thought you had to throw the fire, and you thought it to that hairy ape that threw it to Steve Keirn. Well, Hart, it's going to be a hot night for you, Daddy. And, Lance, if you talk real nice to this fella, he may come in and speak to you.
Well, I do know this. Smokey the Bear used to say, look out for this man.
I love it, Lance. I'm looking forward so much to being back in Louisville, Kentucky. It's been many, many weeks, and I can't think of a better way to come back to Louisville Gardens than to actually have Jimmy Hart right in the ring. I don't have to beat anybody to get a shot at him. He is going to be in there. Now, let me tell you something, Hart. He used to try to wear those dresses around when he drove me around. You realize that, don't you? That's where he got that idea from, but I made him quit. But let me tell you something, Hart. This week, I understand that you've gone out and you've taught that little assassin to throw the fire, and you may think you're really smart by doing that. But remember this. I taught you everything you know, but I didn't teach you everything I know, Hart. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold myself a little class this week, and I'm going to teach Bill, and I'm going to teach Steve. And one thing I can assure you, Hart, is you're going to get burned, baby. And you're not going to know where the flames are coming from, Bill, Steve, or myself, but it's going to be a hot night Tuesday night in the Louisville Gardens. I can assure you of that.
Ooh, you got to be there Tuesday. Oh, boy, fun. I think. Got about 30 seconds to tell them what happened.
Dutch Mantell, Don Anderson won a tag team match today. Midnight Express won their match. It was the Assassins with Hart over Roy Rogers and David Price. The Gibsons and Tojo Yamamoto get a draw with Stan Lane, Beautiful Bobby Eaton, and Brown Sugar. Disqualification occurred in that second fall when Jimmy Hart held the ropes down. Robert Gibson went over the top rope. So one fall apiece. A draw is the way it goes into the record books. And that only tells half the story of what happened here today.
Isn't that the ever-loving truth? And I'll tell you, it's good to see Robert get up after a fall like that, too. But it's always wild and woolly with the First Family of professional wrestling around and those who disagree with their tactics. And by golly, I'll tell you what, there'll be more of it next week with Dave Brown, Lance Russell saying bye-bye, everybody.
The announcers on this program are selected and paid by parties other than this station, namely the